You find yourself in a courtyard with stone statues, all of which face an altar. I've been expecting you. Dark-haired woman coils herself around your body. Her purple eyes are strangely inviting. Ah, isn't that better? Exactly what you want me to. You would not have come here otherwise. Place draws those whose desire is strong enough. I am the spirit of temptation. I sense your desires better than you understand them yourself. Just give in. Let me take control. I know what you want. Her snake-like body tightens painfully around you. There isn't even time to struggle before your vision fades to black. Your vision blurs back into focus. How long were you out? Ah, you've awoken. Sigh is so painful, is it not? But the reward is always worth it. Come, let me see what your heart desires. You look down at an object in your hands, an old wooden comb. Nonsense. Of course it is. Why wouldn't you want a comb imbued with the power to cross thresholds, above all else? Fine. So it isn't what you want. I'll take it back, then, for safekeeping. Still, with time I could help you find what you truly yearn for. I could, mind you, only where I were able. I am Cassiopeia. My role is to stoke the flames of desire so that all might reach the pinnacle of need. I had that power, but it's so weak currently I can't even leave this place. You, darling, someone brave and capable and longing enough to see this matter through. Fetch some objects which have been scattered to the wind. They are precious to me. Now, listen closely. You have found yourself here on a rare occasion when the boundaries of the spirit world are thin. Great feats can be accomplished. Claim my former glory and, of course, to realize your own desire. You must reclaim my objects of power. My jealous sister scattered them long ago, then departed to places unknown. Other spirits soon claimed them. Now those treasures languish, their power unused, calling to me. They appear mundane, a comb, as you see, held by a little girl under a wolf. They could not hope to understand what a prize they possess, unless they understood its power, as I do. No one will notice if you take them back, except me, of course. I could never tear my eyes away from you. I cannot do this for myself. I do not have the power. But you who walks between realms, in you and you alone I place my faith. Will you seek these objects out, and in the process find your way back home, wherever that may be? I am delighted to hear it. The first action you must take is simple. Under cover of night, cross the bridge to the Temple of Obsession. You seek a polished mirror set in gold. Jewels around its surface reflect 1,000 facets of 1,000 selves. I will warn you once, do not look into it. If you do, well, I can't be held responsible. My mirror will call to you, cover it before you succumb to your curiosity, and the rest will become clear. Don't let me down. I need you. As you approach your shrine, an excited Cassiopeia slithers up to greet you. My brave champion, come closer. Let me see my prize. Did you have any trouble? Well said, my champion. Your loyalty is noted. Now, let us see what you have. Hmm? This is just the mirror. There is my precious golden earring. Perhaps you're not listening closely. I know that I asked for a golden earring. I even told you where it would be. How could I not have? This mirror is useless without it. I was foolish to trust you again. Every time I open my heart to another, I'm left wanting. Though I suppose this deserves some sort of reward. Are you aware of how I came to be a brave champion? Long ago in another life, my father was the headsman of our village. He was respected and envied, clinging to his power tightly, never showing a single emotion, lest it be seen as weakness. When he died, it was I who inherited our estates, and it was I who inherited our enemies. They were handled quickly, all but one, that is. Do you know what want is, brave champion? Do you know what someone will do to get what they believe they truly need? The answer is anything. My sister craved that inheritance. Father didn't approve of her marriage, so he left her nothing. He schemed to take her lands and treasure for herself, her and that large spinning oaf of a husband. I was no fighter then, and I was forced to flee on horseback, but it was raining and the cliffs were slicked with mud. Anyway, it was a very, very long time ago. How strange. I don't think I've told anyone that before. You already have, but your willingness to make amends is not unnoticed. I suppose you had no way of knowing about the earring. Perhaps I misspoke before. Yes, that is likely what happened. But these are not just any trinkets. They would not be so easily, and I would not so easily forget them. They come from my childhood, before my sister's betrayal. The mirror from my girlhood, in which I studied my expressions, schooling myself on how to look, what to say. And the earring, of course, so like the ones I received when I was chosen to lead our house. And yet that earring is missing. Hmm. Hmm? I can crush your bones later, of course. How could I forget that poor girl, lost in a dream of an ancient war? She wouldn't even know what she had. She barely knows her own fate. How foolish of me not to recognize. Brave champion, there is still a hope. You can obtain the earring from me and secure both our desires. There is a vast graveyard not far from here, a relic of many ancient wars, all overlapping. The soldier there holds my treasure. Go there now. Follow the path and make no sound. You must be swift. I'll be waiting. You scarcely make it back to the shrine before Cassiopeia rushes out to welcome you. My darling, you've returned. And do you have... Ah, did I say darling? I of course meant my brave champion. I haven't been thinking about you. I misspoke. Treasure. Show me that, yes. Hmm? I can hardly believe you brought it to me. True to your word. I must confess a part of me did not expect you to return, least of all in triumph. After I revealed to you my deepest pain, I thought you might abandon me like those who came before. No, you would not. It's odd. I had not realized how much I would joy revealing my past to you. You are the first, it's true. Trust you and to discover that you did not betray me. Well, an unexpected prize. Now let me put this earring back on. There, how do I look? My brave champion. My, you do have an excellent taste, don't you? You have my undying gratitude for returning this to me, and for your rather surprising faithfulness. I wish I could reward you at this moment. You deserve to find your path home. And yet, I am afraid I have made a tiny mistake. It is uncharacteristic that I should have lacked the foresight to anticipate a disruption of this nature. A gentle creature, a lovely fawn, the perfect picture of innocence. How delightful. I don't thought I would need her power to complete my own. In fact, I wish I avoided it. But I am a creature of need after all. She needs nothing to compliment herself, while I need everything. Must go to her forest and take one of her pretty bows. Can I tell you why? I swore to ask nothing more of you. It grieves me that I must break this promise. But I must. Will you help me? This final time. My brave champion, how fortunate I was to find you. A pretty bow, and yet it is so much more. Strange. I pictured the bow in my mind. Find myself lacking want, lacking need. Can't be right. In all my years here, I have only ever known want, need, and temptation. It is my role, after all. Tempt the souls of the lost. I wonder what changed. Could it be? No, it couldn't be you. That's something I've never considered. Me wanting someone instead of something. It's so accurate. I must meditate on this. Perhaps my nature has been changed in some subtle way. In the meantime, bring me the bow. With it I can offer you so much more. Just this last task now, and then whatever you want, you will have. You move through the garden of Saint. You move through the garden of statuary. You move through the garden of statuary to the altar, where Cassiopeia patiently awaits your return. What the hell is that word? Well now, there I hope that my champion has, against impossible odds, triumphed once again. Show me the spoils of your quest. Ah, look at it. With these objects I can begin to whittle away their owner's power. In time, my influence will grow, unabated. Salvation, obsession, death, no, this will be a land solely of temptation. Oh, you sweet creature, of course I was. By convincing you it was in your best interest, as well as mine, both of which had the advantage of being true. You needed a path out of the spirit realm, I needed advantage. A perfect match. Or, did you think you were special when I first sent you off? Do you know how many humans I've drawn in? Look around you. These statues, all frozen in position of awe, fascination, and sublime terror, they were all lost spirits, just like, well, someone like you. My domain is those who are consumed with vanity, solipsism, and with their own desires. Isn't it wonderful? No, you really aren't, which I thought I could use to my advantage. I'd imagined that you could be persuaded to do the right thing. That, as a hero, would be liable. I was right. Don't be offended. I am the spirit of temptation, after all. You really expect me to change my nature? My task is to draw you further and further in, to bind your need to mine. And so I confess the secrets of my past. Those were not lies, either. Unlike many of the principal spirits here, I was once mortal, just like you. Not a hardship to speak of that time, I do admit. I have transcended that self entirely. But the events themselves and the pain I feel then is real. But I did not expect the telling of that to affect me as it did. It is true that I have never shared my story with another mortal. Long ago I learned the easiest road to temptation is not to lie, but to use the truth creatively. Still, when I opened myself to you, I did not expect to be so thrilled by the experience. Choose to divulge, knowing that if you hurt me or betrayed me, I could destroy your mortal being utterly. I was safe to explore trust for the first time since my death. And I discovered that I enjoyed it very much. So now I am choosing once again to trust you. I am temptation. I offer secrets, wants, needs, and the darkest desires of all. These can be yours as well. You are still so much less powerful than I. You cannot hurt me with them. But for everything you have done for me, you have set yourself apart. You have something that distinguishes you from the rest of these mortal suppliants. Something that, to my surprise, has held my interest longer than I thought possible. I thank you for this enlightening experience. Yes, how else was I supposed to get what I wanted? Ask a stranger, don't be so naive. Think of it as truth, in the service of a larger lie, all to serve a greater truth. I suppose that wouldn't make much sense to a mortal. Listen, you've been useful enough to me that I find myself considering, perhaps the first time, that what you might truly want. And while I would prefer to keep you here until I tire of you, I can sense that your desire to return home still flickers within you. Besides, I intend to task you with objectives I am unable to complete in this realm. More mortal dealings, so to speak. They will not solely benefit me, of course. They will make you as rich and as renowned as you deserve to be. Cassiopeia bows her head gracefully before turning to enter her temple. I have a great many plans for us, my champion. Our realms will never be the same. Oh, does my champion bring me something new? A spirit petal, a rare and powerful gift, which of course I accept. You've done well, my champion. Very well indeed.